Hey, how's it going everybody? Welcome back to another video. It's your host, Rising Oblivion. Today guys, we're going to be going over all of the brand new news that has just dropped for Metaphor ReFantazio. If you didn't know, we finally got a release date for this game and more info in terms of the collector's editions and the standard editions of the game. So we're going to be going over all of that stuff today and talking about what we know for this game so far. But first things first, before we jump into this, thank you all so much for the support here on the channel. Make sure to like and subscribe and click the bell to be notified when more news like this comes out. But let's go ahead and jump into this. So yes, Metaphor ReFantazio, the King's Trial preview trailer just released today, showing us some new stuff that we have from Atlus. They just told us basically everything we need to know for this game, knowing that it's going to be releasing worldwide October 11th, 2024. So we'll be releasing this year, October 11th, 2024 for the Xbox Series X and S, Windows PC, PS4, PS5, and Steam, which we pretty much knew the platforms it was going to be on, but we finally now have an actual release date for the game. And like I said, there are 3 different versions of this game that we're going to be able to get our hands on. However, one is going to be a Japan exclusive thing, which is a little bit harder if you are a person in the West who wants to get this. It's going to be also very limited, but I think you're going to still like what we have here for the standard editions and the collector's edition of this game. But let's go ahead and jump into this. Also in the background, I'll be replaying the trailer that was released today. I recommend after this, go and just watch that yourself if you're still interested in the game. We also have some box art and different art that I'm going to be showing throughout this that we finally have gotten for this game. We actually know what the box art looks like as well. But let's move on over to the North American Standard Edition, which is more than likely going to be pretty similar to standard editions across Europe and other places as well. Again, there might be some minor variations, including box art and stuff like that, but we're going to be going over the North American Standard Edition of the game. So let's move on into this. First things first, when it comes to the standard edition of the game, it looks like only next gen is going to be getting physical copies. So yes, unfortunately, if you're playing on the Xbox One or if you're playing on the PS4, it looks like digital is the only option you really have, unfortunately, because at least from all the websites we can see, at least GameStop and Amazon, we can see that the game is there. However, Amazon, for some reason, I couldn't find the pre-order for the collector's edition, but again, maybe it's just not ready to go yet. At GameStop, however, we can see that there are physical versions for it on the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, and we also have the collector's editions for both consoles as well, but it looks like it's only going to be next gen that we actually have physical versions of this game. But what is included in the standard version of Metaphor ReFantazio? So you get the base game, the Archetype XP item set, and the Journey chest set. Alongside that, we also have some pre-order bonuses, which includes the Archetype chest set as well, and the Adventurer's Journey pack. So that's apparently different. There's a Journey chest and Adventurer's Journey pack. I'll explain all of that here right now, so you can kind of understand basically what that means. So the Archetype XP chest set is designed to help the players develop archetypes, which are the key elements used in combat. Using it will increase experience points of the archetype with these set items. So we get 10 Heroes Incense, which increases the archetype experiences by 100, 5 Heroes Fruits, which increases the archetype experience by 500. So basically just some standard XP items. We've seen this with Shin Megami Tensei 5 and other games as well. It's just some basic XP type stuff. Moving on, we have the Adventurer's Journey Pack, which is a set of items that will be proved useful in a wide range of situations during the adventure, from attack items to battle navigation. You can use these items in many ways. So we have 30,000 Reeve, I think that's how you're supposed to say that, R-E-E-V-E, which is the in-game currency. So 30,000 in-game currency, 5 expensive medicines, which restore 200 HP to one ally, 5 revival medicines, which just, as it says, revives an ally, 3 magical beads, which gradually recover MP while in a dungeon, and 2 stale black breads, which I love the name of that, 2 stale black breads, which deals heavy almighty damage to one enemy. So it looks like basically if you get this version of the game, you're just going to be getting basically some extra items and XP type stuff to help you along your journey. So you're going to be getting the Archetype item set, the Journey chest, the Journey pack, the XP chest. You're basically going to be getting extra XP for your archetypes, in-game currency, a couple of healing items, and that Black's Breads, which is going to be heavy almighty damage to one enemy. So you're going to be able to have a little bit more help when it comes to the dungeons and stuff like that. I know sometimes people don't like this because it's a little bit of a, I don't know, a kiddie way out, right? You're getting extra items and things, but oh well, whatever. That is something that you can get for the standard version of the game if you're getting it for pre-orders and just the base version. But now let's move on over to the North American Collector's Edition, which I think is what everybody's here for, am I right? But let me preface the prices here before we get into this. Of course, it's $70 for the next-gen versions. The Collector's Edition, however, is going to be $150. That, of course, is USD, so do your little conversions, or however you may be, depending on where you live. So the North American Collector's Edition includes everything the past version have, the standard version. You get the base game, you get the steelbook, the soundtrack, the art book, the Homotenta metallic pins, which I think just has to be something with the game. Don't 100% know what that is. The sticker sheet, the Kingdom of Erotrana cloth map, which is kind of like a map. If you got Skyrim, kind of know what I'm talking about, you get the little map. But this is a cloth map, which is pretty cool. I like it being cloth. It kind of fits the time of the game, right? So you get the cloth map, the battle and background DLC voucher, which we'll go over all of that here in a second, the Atlus 35th Anniversary Digital History Book, the Atlus 35th Digital All-Time Best Soundtrack, and the pre-order bonus voucher, which I believe the pre-order bonus voucher is just all of the stuff I explained in the standard edition. You get all of that stuff sort of included there. So let's go over what this kind of means, right? So you're going to be getting the steelbook, the soundtrack, the art book, all those extra types of goodies, but they threw in some pretty interesting stuff here, including the Atlus 35th Anniversary Digital History Book and the all-time best soundtrack, which is so cool. I did not expect them to do something like this for the game. Usually they just have DLC that pertains to just kind of the game itself or some other stuff, but it looks like they're trying to do an all-encompassing sort of anniversary type thing with this game's release. So maybe this game means a lot to them with them being able to do this. So you get some extra cool stuff and only $150, honestly. I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it. If you got the cash, I think this is pretty good. And it also comes in a collector's box. You can kind of see that there on the picture. It comes with a collector's box that it all goes into, which looks very Kingdom Hearts-esque. And even kind of looks like it has a heart there. I don't know why. That's just kind of just the vibe I get from that, but pretty cool. But let's go over what the background set DLC voucher is going to have included. So you get the Shujin Academy School uniform, battle background music, and the battle jingle set. You get the Yasugami High School uniform, background music set, blah blah blah. So you get Shujin Yasugami, Gekukan, Seven Sisters High School, and the St. Hermelin, I believe that's how you say that, school uniform for all the past 5 Persona games, their background music, and the background or the battle jingle set for all of those. You get the Junin High School uniform, battle background music, and battle jingle set as well. Sorry, I didn't say that one. You also, moving over from Persona to some other stuff for the DLC voucher set, you also get the Samurai Garb, battle background music, and the battle jingle set as well from Shin Megami Tensei 4. That's what that's from. And an interesting thing here, you get the Etrian Odyssey series classic costumes and battle background music set as well. So we're getting some love for Etrian Odyssey, which honestly I wasn't expecting. Usually it's just like Persona or Shin Megami Tensei that they usually pull some of these background music sets from and stuff like that. But it looks like we're getting some love from Etrian Odyssey, which honestly, I love to see that. Give me more stuff like from other games that aren't just super mainline Atlus, right? I would love to see more stuff like that. It's pretty cool. I think that's kind of interesting. Moving on, we're going to talk about the Atlus 35th Anniversary Edition Japan, which, like I said, it's just not going to be something a lot of us are going to get, but however, I just kind of want to cover it in the video just so we could talk a little bit about it. So this Atlus branded 35th Anniversary Edition is what the Japan Collector's Edition has for this game, releasing on the PS4 and PlayStation 5. So if you want a PlayStation 4 Collector's Edition of this game, the Japan only one is the only way to do that, which is just so weird. I don't know why they decided to do this. It's almost the same as the North American Collector's Edition, however there are some differences here. Again, let's just go over this and talk about it, even if it's something we're not gonna get or be able to have or witness or whatever. It's not all too different from the North American version, so I think we're gonna be okay. So you get the game physical edition, the premium art book, the special soundtrack, which I assume is different, I don't really know, the Atlus branded 35th anniversary history book, and the all-time best, which we've already got in the North American version, the premium stickers, the costumes and background music stuff, what we have there. Moving on, we also have some extra things here. It looks like they have sort of an acrylic sort of stand, or I think that's a sticker in the middle, but the 35th anniversary Japan is just kind of different art, or it just looks a little bit different. Again, I'm not 100% sure, but it looks like some of the stuff is more physical. It looks like the art book and the special soundtrack are physical things. I believe the art book is physical on both, but you get an actual special soundtrack that is physical for the Japanese version. So there are a couple different things that look like it's different here. I believe the box also is different, has some different artwork. We actually see the protagonist on this one's box art, and it looks like it has a sleeve or something. It's kind of hard to tell. We haven't seen full unboxings of this stuff yet, but I don't know, it's kind of interesting. As far as I can tell, there's no steelbook either in the Japanese version. I don't know, it's weird. Like I said, the North American version I don't think is all too, bad. I think it's pretty good in comparison. It looks like the Japanese version, you just have some more physical soundtrack type stuff. It's kind of hard to tell, but it looks like it's going to be around 160-ish bucks, so it's not too far off price-wise. I think Japan, they just wanted to do something different, or maybe they already had these down the pipeline or were already working on them, and then they decided to work on the North American version. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell, but let's go over everything, just one quick pass through. So we have the standard edition, which has basically just some extra XP, healing items, battle items. The North American Collector's Edition has the base game, steelbook, soundtrack, art book, the metallic pens, the sticker sheet, the cloth map of the game, the costume and battle background music set DLC voucher, which, by the way, if anything's going to be separate, the background music and the jingles and the costumes are probably going to be separate DLCs that we can see later. Also included, you get the 35th anniversary digital history book, the 35th anniversary digital all-time best soundtrack, and the pre-order bonus voucher, which is going to give you those extra items and stuff like that. But that seems to be the end of it here, guys. I'm pretty excited about this. I think this game is going to be a banger. Honestly, just from what I've seen, it looks like it has a lot of cool things included in it. They're giving a pretty big attention to detail. This is Atlus's technically third studio. It is the Studio Zero team, not the Persona studio or the main studio who works on Shin Megami Tensei. It is their Studio Zero, and they've been cooking on this thing for quite some time. So, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. We're going to have to just wait and see what we have here. So far, everything looks pretty cool, and I don't think money-wise it's all too bad either for the Collector's Edition. But let me know in the comment section below which version you're copying, which one of you, what platform you're playing on. You're just going to play on Steam and say screw it? I don't know. One more time though, Metaphor ReFantazio is releasing worldwide October 11th, 2024 for Xbox Series XS, Windows, PC, PS4, PS5, and Steam. That's gonna be it for this video, guys. Like, comment, subscribe for more content. As always, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you all so much for watching.